Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And guys, I just want to quickly say, if you want to go and get some XRP themed apparel, we even have some XRP themed posters and things like that, there's going to be links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below, to the official Crypto Posters website, as well as the Tokenized Threads website. These are both my companies. If you guys do want to go check them out, I will greatly appreciate it. Maybe you'll find something that you like. Nonetheless, with that being said, there has been a significant motive from the elites that they have shown us over time. What's kind of crazy is that we just talked about how Elizabeth Warren wanted CBDCs, right? For an example, we talked a little bit about this video here, and the quote is it possible to design a central bank digital currency that doesn't require miners? The mask comes off. More evidence surfaces that Senator Elizabeth Warren doesn't want to simply regulate Bitcoin. She wants to replace it with a CBDC. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Now, why am I bringing this back up? Because we just talked about this the other day. Well, let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back to just October. Project Polaris, high-level design guide for offline payments. This is CBDC offline payments. Now, this is one of many projects focused on offline payments and offline wallets as well. Why is this important? Well, because again, this is the central bank of central banks. This is the BIS talking about these offline payments, talking about offline wallets, how these things will work, how they will be connected, how, no matter what, you'll be able to make transactions with a CBDC. Now let's go over here real quick, because again, here's a great video that got posted on December 6th regarding Elizabeth Warren. And we do see, to prepare the soil for a CBDC, Elizabeth Warren has to make that soil radioactive for Bitcoin. Her anti-money laundering legislation is a classic bait and switch. The bait equals cracking down on illicit finance, the switch killing crypto as we know it. Lawmakers should not be fooled. A vote for Warren's bill is a vote to make way for CBDC. Listen closely.
Why does she hate Bitcoin? Because it's the antithesis of a central bank digital currency. And that's her long-term goal, is to implement a CBDC over time. But in order to prepare the soil for that, she has to make that soil radioactive for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And that's what she's aiming to do with her AML bill. This bill essentially would make it practically illegal for a teenager mining Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency in his mom's basement. He would have to comply with the same regulatory burdens that a bank like Goldman Sachs has to do. In other words, it would be impossible, right? It would make it illegal to practically touch cryptocurrency or Bitcoin in the United States. But that's by design. Elizabeth Warren intends to do that because if she can get regulations in place that make it impossible to do anything Bitcoin related in the US, she knows she'll drive innovation offshore. And that essentially prepares the way for a CBDC, which is what I believe she's been trying to do this whole time.
And he's not wrong. Now, the significance of a CBDC is what they have planned for around it and after it. Again, we've talked about this many times over, right? Cryptocurrency and CBDCs and how they're going to, bring about this new financial system. Well, what's crazy about all of this is we just seen this post. New. UK could be brought to a halt at any moment by a large-scale cyber attack. This is a report by the Joint Committee on the National Security Strategy warns. Very interesting. Now, here is the actual article. And we do see that the UK could be brought to a halt at any moment by a large-scale cyber attack. And it is essentially talking about ransomware attacks, cyber attacks, and it's one thing to talk about this because we've been hearing about cyber attacks forever, right? I mean, it's a big thing with the internet. It's always been a big thing. But now more than ever, I think that we need to focus on this. And the reason why I say that we need to focus on this is because there's a lot of interesting things coming out now regarding cyber attacks and this whole motive by the elites. And what am I actually talking about? Well, again, combining with the idea of, offline CBDC transactions, and we see these bills now to implement the CBDC and them planning around CBDCs, especially in offline, nature, we get this. This is a movie that was funded by the Obamas, and what's crazy about this movie, what's absolutely crazy about this movie is it's all focused on everything that we have been talking about. More so, it's talking about a cyber attack. A cyber attack knocking out their devices. Again, pay attention to what they don't tell you. And pay attention to what they're trying to tell you in a way that is very symbolic. Over here, we see first the Obama cyber attack movie, and now this. I think they're trying to tell us something. And yeah, this is a movie about civil war, and it's going to be released April of this year. When we look, April of next year, When we look at this cyber attack movie, then we look at this Civil War movie, what are they trying to tell us? We know that this cyber attack movie is very, very interesting, and the reason why it's very interesting is because of what the elites have already told us, which was this. This goes back in time a little bit. Just thought I would post this video as a reminder of Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum making it extremely clear, crystal clear, that a cyber attack, or what he terms a cyber pandemic, could potentially disrupt the power grid.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. We all know.
Now, you guys are probably all aware of this video because it was posted a while back. But what is very interesting about this is that they've been warning us about this. Here's a cyber attack with COVID-like characteristics. Now, I'm going to play this video, and then I want to talk to you guys about something that the World Economic Forum also posted on their website. Listen closely to this. I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't mute any of this or cut any of this out, because they have been doing that. And I do apologize if they do that, but listen closely to this one.
The COVID-19 pandemic has shaken our economies and societies to the core and shown us how vulnerable we are to biological threats. In the digital world, similar risks are being overlooked right now. A cyber attack with COVID-like characteristics would spread faster and further than any biological virus. Its reproductive rate would be around 10 times greater than what we've experienced with the coronavirus. To give you an idea, one of the fastest worms in history, the 2003 Slammer sapphire worm, doubled in size approximately every 8.5 seconds, infecting over 75,000 devices in 10 minutes and almost 11 million devices in 24 hours. Fortunately, at least until now, cyber attacks have not impacted our health the way pandemics have, but the economic damages, and therefore the impact they have had on our daily lives, have been equal and sometimes even greater. You see, the only way to stop the exponential propagation of a COVID-like cyber threat is to fully disconnect the millions of vulnerable devices from one another and from the internet. All of this in a matter of days. A single day without the internet would cost our economies more than $50 billion, and that's before considering the economic and societal damages should these devices be linked to essential services such as transport or healthcare. As the digital realm increasingly merges with our physical world, the ripple effects of cyber attacks on our safety just keep on expanding at a faster pace than what we're preparing for. COVID-19 was known as an anticipated risk. So is the digital equivalent. Let's be better prepared for that one. The time is now.
So there you guys have it. And again, this was them warning us ahead of time about this plan. Then we see from Klaus Schwab, he tells us, and now we are starting to see it in movies. But this is not where it all stops. Over here, January of this year, they released this. Geopolitical instability raises threat of catastrophic cyber attack in the next 2 years. They already told us the timeline. They already told us when it will happen. Cybersecurity is increasingly influencing how and where businesses invest, with half reevaluating the countries they do business with. 93% of cybersecurity experts and 86% of business leaders believe global geopolitical instability is likely to lead to a catastrophic cyber attack in the next 2 years. Again, it just shows you that they already have this planned. They're already getting ready for this. And what I find absolutely crazy about this is them telling us this ahead of time and telling us and giving us hints even in movies. But we also see that all stakeholders from public and private sectors who are responsible for our common digital infrastructure must work together to build security, resilience, and trust. That's what they're saying here. But they also mention a few other things as well. They're talking about our digitally connected worlds and how now is the time to build cyber resilient businesses for customers, employees, and supply chain partners. But we already know that they're preparing for an offline time frame because they're preparing offline CBDCs. They're getting ready for these cyber attacks. They've already warned us about it multiple times over. Do you honestly think that this is not going to happen? They gave us a full-fledged report on this. Now, we also are aware that with these CBDCs, there's going to be many players tapped in with this. I don't think that we're going to be offline forever, but I think that the cyber attack, what it's going to actually do is it's going to be an accelerator for this. Because again, they're trying to achieve CBDCs in offline. And the reason why they would be doing this is they're preparing for things to go out. And when we come back online, guess what? The new system will go live with it. We will no longer be on those old antiquated rails. And I think that this is where everything changes. But they've already had this in plan. They've already been planning around it. Now, a few things that are concerning is individuals like Elizabeth Warren pushing this agenda regarding, killing crypto, cracking down on crypto. I've always said it that crypto is going to be around forever. I don't think that a cyber attack is going to kill crypto. I think that it will cause significant damage. I also think that it will cause, a time where if this does happen over the next 2 years, say for 2025, it's going to take a few years for us to bounce back. I could be wrong, but I do think that this cyber attack is going to happen because they've stressed it multiple times. And again, a lot of what the World Economic Forum and the elites tell us usually happens. Remember, they were already talking about the fourth industrial revolution ahead of time. And guess what accelerated that? The pandemic. And we even seen them release reports regarding that. So don't let anything get past you here. They already warned you about what's happening. And in my opinion, I do think that this is going to be another major accelerator for the new system, or possibly even the launch of the new system. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.